Hey, it's John Zwart here at Home and Property Real Estate. I hope you're having an awesome day. I want to share with you a story that is kind of an anomaly, in my mind at least, regarding the real estate market here in our area. As I'm sure you're aware, the housing sector in our area has been very robust lately, and for the time being at least, prices are continuing to rise. But what you might not know, unless you're staying on top of it very closely, is that the market is not nearly as monolithic or uniform as it appears. Even though we are in the midst of this highly competitive environment, not every property is selling within a few days or drawing multiple offers or even going above the asking price. And not every property is selling at all. Some listings are in fact expiring, and some homes are actually selling at what could be considered a discount. The story that I want to share with you today is an example of this, and is actually a cautionary tale of what can happen when sellers and buyers and their agents misread the market, even if it's just by a little bit. Here's what happened. A house got listed here in our region at basically $900,000. It was a nice house, and for what it was, it seemed to be priced correctly. I imagine that the sellers were enthusiastically expecting that they would receive a barrage of interest and that hopefully their home would be part of a multi-offer scenario. And why not? It's kind of what we've come to expect in this current market dynamic. But, that's not what happened. Instead, this very nice home, which was well taken care of in a beautiful neighborhood and very appealing on so many other levels, actually sat on the market for about a month without anything happening at all. Now, there might have been a few showings, I'm not really sure, but there were no offers and no negotiations and basically nothing of substance. So they took it off the market. And then they kept it off the market for a few weeks before relisting at a substantially lower price, at $799,900. So basically $100,000 less than what they had previously listed it for. Now here's the interesting thing. Within 1 week, one measly week, that same house, which had sat on the market for a month, was suddenly flooded with multiple offers. And the winning bid came in at more than the original asking price. That is more than $900,000. Now, what makes this story so interesting and compelling, in my opinion, is that the house, when it was originally at the higher price, was actually a buying opportunity at the higher price. It was effectively positioned as if it were being offered in the midst of a buyer's market as opposed to a seller's market. A microscopic buyer's market, if you will, in the midst of a macroscopic seller's market. Think about that. And yet nobody saw it. Nobody bothered to put in an offer and negotiate a fair price in good faith. And yet when the dust settled, it sold for more than what it might have had someone taken the initiative to negotiate with the seller. Conversely, think about what could have happened if the seller would have originally listed the home at the lower price at $799,900. We know that new listings get the most amount of traction, the most amount of interest within 2 or 3 days after they first hit the market. So buyer interest is at its highest at that point, and then it goes down bit by bit from there. So think about what might have been. Nobody knows for sure, but I imagine that it could very well have sold for even more money than what it ended up going for. Anyway, that's my story. It's a cautionary tale. Take from it what you will. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again soon.